And it's red in the center and blue all around, with a ribbon of gold in between. And it's bigger than Texas and flatter than Spain, and it's the best country I've ever seen. The best story I heard on this last trip was from Charlie Spiteri, the Maltese miner in Cowan up on Cape York, who told some journalists that the way he mined gold was to let the chooks run around and pick up all the shiny bits of gold. And when they got enough bits caught in their craw, they started walking a bit lopsided from the weight, so he chopped their heads off and got about an ounce of gold out of each one.
But they put a better story than I told them, because they said on air that I sit down on an esky with a stubby in my hand. When I finish my stubby, I plug it in the wall, building this house out of bottle. And everyone went crazy. They said, oh, that's cheaper than buying $6,000, $7,000 detector and digging holes. Let the chooks. We sit down on an esky drinking piss, and when we see a chooks walking sideways, we knock it on the head. There is an ounce of gold running around. You know?
That's a good story.
The same thing like the Germans. They was here, make a documentary following the telegraph from Maytown to the tip. And I got a cross on top of a shaft in there. So I forget what bullshit I told them.
It seems to be a recurring theme with you, Jack.
They put the camera on the cross actually, and they said, who's buried in there? And I said, last bitch I have. She went looking, and I said, she slipped down and she hit the bottom support and collapsed on top of it. Is she still down there? I said, yeah. I said, I didn't push her either. She just, I warned her, don't go near the shaft. And everyone starts writing me letters and no addresses in the front. They still get me, you know. So I found out then after what I did said in front of the camera.
What did you say?
Oh, I said, now I'm looking for another one. They asked me, is she still down there? I said, of course. I
so
said,
now you're looking for another woman?
Yeah. and they write me, they say, I work your jackhammer anytime.
But Charlie admits his serious mining days are over.
But if tourists come, they want to make a few pans and, you know, they wash a bit of gold. They go in the creek, get a bit of dirt and wash it down the dam, and yeah, and they appreciate it. But the trouble is, I warn them before they do it, because I say, don't get the gold fever. And they say, what's that is? I said, you get the gold fever, you lose your girlfriend, you lose your car, you lose it. I'm going bush. And it happened to many people like that. It gets into their mind. They find a bit of color, you know. They go, oh, that's great, you know. And
these days, Charlie runs a quirky tourist campground for travellers looking for something a little bit different. But beneath the surface, things aren't quite so cheeky for Charlie. His mining lease expires next year. He can't get accreditation for his tourist operation unless he upgrades, which of course he's reluctant to do without land security.
Well, at this moment, I'm lost. I'm still doing what I'm doing. But if it comes to that, I don't secure this land. I just bulldoze everything and go back to Malta. At least I get somewhere to go. I get a country to go to.
Do you think we're becoming too bureaucratized?
Oh, of course. It's, I mean, there's no enjoyment no more. Yeah. But they come here, they love it. But, oh yeah, you tell them a bit of bullshit about chooks and all that, they love that, yeah. They forget about them politics, you know.
With a ribbon of gold in between. And it's bigger than Texas and flatter than Spain, and it's the best country I've ever seen.